Night, your life inside the Russian Mafia begins. Level 1, the runner. At first you're invisible. A runner. Disposable. You carry envelopes stuffed with cash through underground parking garages. You move burner phones between nightclub owners and men who never use their real names. You deliver sealed bags you're smart enough not to open. 8,000 rubles a night. Enough money to survive. Never enough money to leave. Then one night, behind a nightclub in Kitay-Gorod, you watch a young guy kneeling in the snow. Blood running from his nose. He stole 300,000 rubles from a pickup. And now 4 silent men stand around him smoking cigarettes while he begs for forgiveness. Nobody yells. Nobody threatens him. Because real power rarely raises its voice. You learn fast. The hierarchy matters. At the bottom are runners. Above them collectors. Then enforcers. Then captains controlling territory. And somewhere higher than all of them, the old men. The Vari. The thieves-in-law. Their names are spoken quietly. Like prayers. Or warnings. You tell yourself this life is temporary. Quick money. Easy survival. But every week gets easier. Especially when people start looking at you differently. Bouncers shake your hand. Store owners stop arguing. Even police officers hesitate before speaking. And slowly you start liking the fear. Level 2, the collector. 6 months later, you stop running packages. Now you collect debts. There's a difference. Runners carry money. Collectors recover disrespect. You work under a man called Anton Krivets, thick neck, gold watch, dead eyes, former boxer from Rostov. Anton teaches you how fear actually works. Pain is temporary, he says one night while driving through Tagansky district. Humiliation lasts forever. Tonight's target owns 2 electronics stores and owes 7 million from a gambling debt, 3 missed payments. That means consequences. You arrive at his apartment at 11:46 p.m. His wife opens the door first. The fear hits immediately when she sees 4 men standing in the hallway. People always know. The debtor starts apologizing before Anton even speaks. Mistake. Desperation lowers your value. Anton sits at the kitchen table calmly eating grapes from a bowl while the man explains himself. Bad investments. Business problems. Temporary setbacks. Same excuses every time. You stand silently near the refrigerator while the wife cries quietly beside the sink. Then Anton says the number. Tomorrow noon or your son loses fingers. Silence. The room freezes. Even you feel it. Because you realize he means it completely. Outside, snow falls softly onto the parked cars. Anton lights a cigarette. You looked uncomfortable. You shrug. It's a kid. Anton exhales smoke into the cold air. That's why it works. You don't sleep much after that. But you still show up the next morning when the debtor delivers every ruble in cash. Fear works. That becomes harder to deny. Soon you're handling your own collections, small businesses first, gambling debts, protection payments. Then politicians. Then police officers. That surprises you most. The uniforms mean nothing here. Everyone belongs to someone. You start carrying a Makarov pistol under your jacket, mostly for status. Actual shootings are bad for business. Business prefers pressure. Pressure is cleaner. You learn how leverage replaces violence whenever possible. A mistress. A hidden account. A gambling addiction. Information becomes currency. Sometimes more valuable than money itself. Your apartment improves, better clothes, better restaurants, women who suddenly find you interesting. Your mother asks where the money comes from. You tell her logistics. She pretends to believe you. That's another hidden rule. Everyone lies to themselves eventually. Level 3, the enforcer. The first time you kill someone, it happens too fast to process. A warehouse outside St. Petersburg. Rain hammering against metal roofs. 2 crews arguing over missing cocaine shipments. You're only there for intimidation. At least that's what you think. Then somebody reaches into a jacket. A gun appears. One shot explodes across the warehouse. Then another. Your hand moves before your brain does. You fire once. A man collapses beside shipping crates. blood spreading across the concrete. And suddenly the room goes silent. Everybody stares at you differently now. Not like a runner. Not like a collector. Something else. You crossed a line. And there's no crossing back. That night Anton buys you whiskey. No shaking, he notices. You stare into the glass. You expected guilt. Panic. Nightmares. Instead, you mostly feel empty. That scares you more. Your reputation spreads quickly after that. Reliable under pressure. Calm during violence. Useful. You begin traveling with captains during negotiations. You watch judges accept envelopes inside luxury restaurants. You watch police wave trucks through checkpoints after simple phone calls. That's when you finally understand the truth. This isn't street crime. It's infrastructure. A hidden government living underneath the real one. And the deeper you go, the less freedom you actually have. Level 4: The Operator. By 30, you control operations across 3 districts. Nightclubs. Construction contracts. Import businesses. You move 90 million rubles every month through shell companies in Cyprus and Serbia. Most of the money never officially exists. From the outside you look legitimate. Tailored suits. Swiss watches. Luxury hotels. That's intentional. Street criminals attract police. Businessmen attract politicians. But violence still lives underneath everything. Always. One captain starts skimming money from fuel contracts. 11 million rubles missing over 7 months. Enough to signal weakness. You meet him inside a private bathhouse. Steam filling the room. He denies everything immediately. Bad move. You already know the truth. You think I'm stupid, you ask quietly. No. Then why lie? He has no answer. 2 hours later he disappears. Nobody asks questions. That's how authority works now. Fear without explanation. Men stand when you enter rooms. People lower their voices around you. But power changes your life in ways nobody warns you about. You stop trusting friendships. You stop walking alone. You stop sleeping deeply. You own expensive apartments you barely visit because predictable routines get people killed. And despite all the money, you've never felt less free. Level 5: The Insider. The restaurant has no sign outside. No website. No public entrance. Only a steel elevator guarded by armed men. Inside waits Sergei Volkov. One of the Vori. One of the old men. The kind of figure whispered about for decades. He pours tea calmly while studying you. You handle pressure well, he says. You thank him. He waves dismissively. Don't thank me yet. This level changes everything. You stop managing street operations. Now you manage relationships. Governors. Bank executives. FSB contacts. Foreign suppliers. The criminal world and legitimate society become almost identical. You finally understand the real system. The mafia survives because powerful people need it to survive. Dirty money funds elections. Construction contracts clean illegal revenue. Political enemies disappear through unofficial channels. Everyone benefits. Until someone becomes inconvenient. You oversee a $14 million smuggling deal through Vladivostok. You never touch the cargo personally. You only move information now. And information is more dangerous than bullets. A single phone call can destroy businesses. A single rumor can ruin politicians. You become colder. Because cold men survive longer. And eventually, money replaces intimacy. You realize that one night while sending your mother 500,000 rubles instead of visiting her. That realization follows you home like smoke. Level 6: The Authority. They call before dawn again. A captain disappeared with sensitive financial records connected to politicians. If authorities obtain them, entire networks collapse. You arrive at a villa overlooking the Black Sea. Inside, panic fills the room. You hate panic. Panic spreads. The captain is eventually found trying to cross into Georgia using fake documents. They bring him to you alive. Exhausted. Terrified. You know what happens now, he whispers. You do. But rules matter. Without rules, organizations become gangs. You question him for hours. Names. Transfers. Backup files. Then you make the call. Not because you want to. Because authority means becoming responsible for outcomes. That's the hidden truth about power. The higher you rise, the less choice you actually have. Deaths become administrative. Betrayals become mathematical. You sleep less. Drink more. Trust nobody. Not even yourself. Meanwhile, the organization expands internationally. Dubai. Belgrade. Istanbul. Money flows through offshore trusts and cryptocurrency exchanges. Governments target visible criminals. Invisible financial operators survive longer. And somewhere along the way, the person you used to be disappears completely. 7. The broker. $480 million sits frozen inside offshore accounts. Entire crews wait for your decision. One mistake could trigger violence across multiple countries. This is what power looks like at the highest level. Not chaos. Pressure. You broker peace between rival factions in Prague while secretly preparing backup plans to eliminate both sides if negotiations fail. Because every alliance eventually expires. Every friendship becomes temporary. Every conversation contains hidden layers. You maintain loyalty through balance. Fear alone creates rebellion. Money alone creates greed. But controlled dependence creates obedience. A governor owes you because of hidden videos from Vienna. A billionaire owes you because your men protected his son. An intelligence officer owes you because you financed his daughter's surgery in Switzerland. Leverage. Everyone belongs to something. Including you. That realization hits hardest at night. Because despite the bodyguards, despite the armored vehicles, despite the money, you can never leave. Men at your level don't retire. They vanish. Or die. Sometimes both. 8. The architect. Snow falls quietly outside the dacha. No guards visible from the road. That's intentional. Visible security signals fear. And fear attracts predators. You sit alone beside a fireplace holding a glass of Armenian cognac older than some of your soldiers. The phones stay silent tonight. Rare. Most problems resolve long before they ever reach you now. Your words move through chains of men you never meet. That distance feels strange. You spent decades climbing toward control. Now control feels empty. A minister calls requesting help during an election dispute. You solve the problem in 4 minutes. 2 transfers. 1 threat. 1 favor exchanged. Then silence returns. That's the final illusion of power. You spend your entire life chasing influence only to discover influence isolates you from everyone else. Nobody speaks honestly around you anymore. Nobody risks disappointing you. Even loyalty feels artificial because fear contaminates everything eventually. You own homes across 6 countries. But none of them feel like home. Some nights old memories return unexpectedly. The nightclub alley. The bleeding kid in the snow. Anton's voice. You understand him now. The system never cared about violence. It cared about obedience. Outside, headlights appear beyond the gates. A black Mercedes pulls into the driveway. A young recruit steps out wearing a cheap jacket and nervous eyes. You watch him through the window. He tries hiding his fear. You remember doing the same thing. Somewhere else in the city tonight, another phone vibrates across another kitchen table at 2:13 a.m. Another kid answers immediately. He thinks he's entering a world of power. He thinks money will make him untouchable. He thinks loyalty still means something. He doesn't understand the cost yet. But he will.